Good afternoon, or good morning, or good evening. Hi. Thanks for subscribing to my wonderful channel here on teresagagno.com. I'm here right now at this very moment because I truly feel that the yoga practice really allows an individual to release some of the toxins, to deal with some of the tissues in the issue, and to feel so much better. Yes. So that's why I've dedicated, my vocation is to bring yoga to everyone. We're all in recovery somehow. So welcome to the 45-minute practice. I'm actually doing this practice because my hip is in pain, literally in pain. It's a trigger. I birthed my daughter about 10 years ago and it created some issues in the tissue there. And every once in a while it comes back. So today's practice, this 45-minute practice, will be down on the ground with a lot of strap work. Definitely have your props. Make sure you have a bolster and have a blanket for your knees. We're gonna get cozy and oh my goodness, I'm so looking forward to this practice. So please join me for at least the first minute of just surrendering. And it is very important to ground yourself at the very beginning of every practice. So get comfy as you wish, seat yourself, and let's all just take a really kind, loving breath in when you get yourself into your position of seat. Closing your eyes is the option I always most often recommend or suggest or offer just to go inside. It's that big breath in and that letting go breath out, coming home to the self, taking care of the self, loving the self, nourishing the self, so important. Gratitude for all that you are. There is no reason for you to stress. I hear a lot about people stressing out, and that's why we choose to come to the yoga mat to de-stress. So let's do that. I'm inviting you to exhale any of the stresses that you're currently in review of. Sometimes you just gotta let that one go. This is your time to recover, your time to be with yourself and to care for yourself. So let's let go of all the external factors and be right here, right now with yourself. Let us take the hands to the belly flesh, no matter what position you're in, and just love this beautiful vessel. This is you. You are a gift. You are a gift. You truly are. You may not feel that right now, but I'm going to offer that you are. You just forgot that you are, perhaps. And maybe you're feeling like, yeah, I'm the gift, all right. I got this gift going on. So let's celebrate the self. Breathing in and out as big as you could take that breath in and fill your lungs to the brim. And as much as you can exhale that breath out too. And let's do this about 10 more times. Just really take your time to belly breathe. If you want to move your arms instead of hands on your belly, you could do that too. Do you, be you. This is your authenticity of yourself in your yoga practice. Stay with your breath. Let it be audible if it needs to be audible. If you're practicing with other people in the room, don't be shy. Be you. Don't worry about them. Close your eyes. 2 more breaths. Really cognizant of that belly breath. Let it go. Let us now join our hands into the heart center in Anjali Mudra, which means courage of the heart. Courage of the heart. I'd like to offer that you choose a phrase or an intention. For me, it is to self-love continuously all day long when I know that there's this one fear that wants to knock at my mind's eye every single time I let it. I go, oh my God, no. Kindness, love and kindness, love and kindness. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. So just feel your mantra, sense it in your body. And then let us chant a beautiful Om to begin this practice. Take a deep breath in. Om. slowly release your hands and blink your eyes open and welcome to your practice. Like I said, hip laying down, yoga strap. So let's get started. That felt good. I really needed that. I hope you did too and felt that. So what I mean by mantra is get your yoga strap first, and I'll chit chat a little bit while I do this. Let's go right down onto the back, okay? So lay down and just listen. If you feel that how I have my mat like this is kind of confusing to you and how I do my lefts and rights, I mirror you, just let me know, and if there's anything else that we can do to make this practice much easier for you. Lay yourself down. So just give me an email for now. So when you lay yourself down, just bend your knees into your chest. Oh, that already feels good on my hip. Rock from hip to hip. What was I saying before? I totally forget, but that's okay. When we have injuries and have the scar tissue, it's not like it goes away. It's just the cognizance and the awareness. So rock from hip to hip. So start to become more aware of your extremities, your arms and your legs, and the ball and socket hip, the shoulder joint, the elbow, the knee, the ankles, and the wrists. Really pay attention to not ever pushing yourself in a yoga practice, but to guide yourself and be aware and slow down. That's what this yoga practice is about, recovery. Now let's take the left leg and wrap your yoga strap of sorts that you've chosen as your yoga strap around the ball of that foot, the big ball mound and baby ball mound, and immediately lengthen the right leg down. Take your hands as high up so that your shoulders are down on the floor and that you can hold that strap nice and taut. Some of you may feel a preference to hold that strap between perhaps your index finger and your middle finger so that you're not wrapping the strap. Do not wrap the strap. That's one do not. I do say do not wrap the strap. You want to have ability to glide your strap. So from here, press the balls of that foot into the strap. A lot of you have tight hamstrings, so please be very aware that your leg's not over here with your leg straight. So bend your knee until you can get your heel right above your sitting bone. And maybe it's going to look like that for you. Some of you, it's going to be a straight leg. It depends on your hamstring. So your leg is right above your hip, not over here. You want to bend your knee as much as you can and just holding that and noticing how that feels. And then start to circumvent it around, just like moving it around. You could bend your elbows and draw that leg in different directions. You could bend your knee, but really feeling that hip socket. Yeah, it is a ball and socket, but it's not necessarily that's the thought what we're directing our energy to. It's the sensations and the feeling, the muscles, the energy that you're getting from the movement and what you're absolutely feeling. So no pushing. If there's pain, just go back to where there's no pain. So you are advised to listen deeply to your practice today. So from here, let's take that, both ends of the strap, into the left hand and take your right hand to your right hip and start to open up that left leg out to the left. Oh, so a lot of us tend to do this, fall over. Want to have strength and control. That's one thing you have of your own being is control. So only take that left leg out as far as you can maintain your right hip down. I have so many flexible people in my practice that just go like this and they don't realize that they're overextending themselves, which they do in their personal lives. Yeah, and it's not helping them because this isn't helping me if I'm just falling over and letting my hip come up. Or they're pressing their hip down, but they're really pushing the limit of, they got to feel pain before they feel like they're doing some sort of yoga. That's not the practice. So you want to be able to have complete control of your lower back, toned in towards the mat, and your gluteal flesh on that right butt cheek. So this is my limit here. And you can have a bent knee. So you do you. So draw that foot in. And if you don't need the strap, you can take your middle finger and your index finger and hold that big toe with your thumb pressing into the toenail. But you want to be really guide it down through the right leg and just feeling that. And it's the breath, right? It's that breath. Start to bend and extend at the left leg and start to feel where you really absolutely feel the greatest stability through the right side. So it's not about the left leg going out to the left. It's about the stability. Yeah, there we go. Pay attention. Pay attention to your needs, not overextending yourself. Make sure your left arm is externally rotated and that left shoulder's down as well as the right shoulder. Good. Now start to take that left leg up. Hold both ends of the strap or your foot if you don't need the strap. Remember, we're not snapping the knee into submission. If you need to bend the knee, do that. Take deep breaths there. So really feeling that bending and extending at the knee. Good. And then let's switch hands on the strap and start to guide it across the hip, but make sure it's not going below the hip. Keep it up. Yeah, today's practice, slowing it down, noticing what those hips are really truly saying. Close your eyes, and again, if you don't need the strap, hold on to the outer edge of that left foot. So it's dorsiflexed, pinky toe towards the kneecap, so you feel that strength of your foot, the foundation, as if you're standing on it in a mountain pose. So a lot of people tend to point their foot or twist their ankle. There's no eversion or inversion of the ankle. It's dorsiflexed. So feeling that was a mouthful, wasn't it? So only taking that left leg towards the right as much as your body's able to handle it. So this hip of yours is speaking, I know it is. So if bending your knee is the option, please bend your knee. 5 more breaths here. Close your eyes and feel what you're feeling, not going into storyline, but really navigating yourself and feeling the sensations and the appreciation for those gluteal muscles, and those leg muscles. Yeah, very nice. 2 more breaths here. Just let them be audible if they need to be audible. Keep that right leg solid, heel down. Oh, I could do that one all day. And then slowly bend your right knee, right foot on the floor, and then bend your left knee out to the left and take your left ankle to your right thigh. Open up your arms. Make sure there's nothing really in your space so you can open up your arms and then hover that left or that right foot off the floor. My lefts and rights. And then start to just move around a little bit, but really keep that left foot dorsiflexed towards your kneecap. What I mean by dorsiflex is that it's the top of your foot, your metatarsals, are flexed at the ankle towards your kneecap, as if you're standing on your foot, flat on the floor. Yeah, good. Now start to draw the right thigh closer to your chest. Some of you may need your strap for this one. Threading your left arm between your thighs, and you can take your strap to the front of your shin. Hold on to both ends of the strap right around your shin, your knee, so that you can keep your shoulders down on the mat and your head. I find a lot of people are so tight in this area that if they're just interlacing their fingers at the knee crease, their shoulders are way up off the floor and they're struggling. You want to keep your head and shoulders down and start to find a way that works for you, whether your fingers are interlaced at the knee crease or in front of the shin. Closing your eyes and noticing that hip of yours is your hip. So love it. Don't think negative about it. Breathe into the space. Draw that right quad closer to your chest, circumvent it around. Keep your shoulders down, your head down. Keep on breathing and smiling. Keep your feet active. You can even give your toes a little wiggle and rotate your ankles a little bit, but then bring them back into dorsiflexion and noticing, that beautiful hip. You know, it's almost my daughter's birthday, so it will be like 10 years ago. Maybe it's the trigger that's coming up. And it often does. Things come up. There's triggers, and your body is your guide. Best friend. So listen to it. Instead of pushing it, I find most people continue to push themselves instead of caring for the self and saying thank you. So from here, let's release the hands from that shin and now extend your right leg as high up towards the sky. And it could be a straight leg for some of you. It could be a bent knee. And then see if you can pick up your bum up off the floor a little bit and just feel that energy. Good. And then extend the left leg to join the right leg. Shake out your quads. Do a little jiggly flesh there. Bend the left knee foot on the floor. Hug the right knee into your chest. Circumvent it around a little bit. Find your yoga strap. And just so you know, I'm actually here. This is being videotaped, recorded while my family's home, and they've been really accommodating, going, "Yeah, mommy, you need to go do your yoga." Because if I don't do my yoga, I get grumpy. Let's extend through the left leg. And now this is my leg that I'm really nursing today. So for me, extending it, I could feel all that extension is kind of like almost like discomfort. So I'm going to bend my actual left leg foot on the floor to do this because that feels much better for me. And again, you're going to grow and learn and understand more as you dive into your practice, but you communicating with me is really important so I can help you out through emails, okay? So from here, with that right leg, wherever it needs to be, both hands on the strap, stirring it around, notice what you notice, whether your left leg straight or your left knee's bent, foot on the floor. Can you press the balls of the foot into the strap or your hands, depending on where your range of motion is, but keep your shoulders down. Your upper arms are externally rotated, regardless of where you're holding strap or foot. And then start to take both ends of the strap or the outer edge, dorsiflexed right foot, and start to open it out towards the right, but keep the left butt cheek, the left leg, the left foot, whatever you're doing for this left side, shoulder down, and playfully waver that right leg out to the right, but make sure you're not overextending yourself like I showed previously on the other side. You want to keep your bum down. Play with it, bend and extend. Most often in my past decades of teaching, I've learned and grown so much about really just allowing yourself to be you while you're in the shape. This is your shape. Asana means the pose that you're in. So it's your shape. So listen to your body with that right leg externally rotated, keeping the left side body down as much as you can. Keep it down, breathing that breath, noticing what your hamstrings are saying, not pushing or being in pain. Then navigate that right leg back up to center, give it a nice little lengthening, bent, straight leg, whatever you need to do, and then switch hands on the strap and start to cross it over. Now, this is where that dorsiflexion of the right foot needs to be really strong. So pinky side of the toe needs to draw towards the kneecap, so it gets right into the calf muscles, the peroneals, the flexors, and then crossing over. So the bum will come up, but keep your right shoulder down. It's a twist. Composting, letting go of stuff. So breathe your breath. Oh, yeah. Oh, just really loving yourself. I'm going to move that block out of the way. Oh, I can feel that one. Permission to be you, please. 5 more breaths, feeling what you're feeling. And remember that yoga is a practice. It's a practice. Feel what you're feeling. Oh, my goodness, I love this one today. My edge is being met. And then when you're ready to bring that right leg up towards the center, we're going to externally rotate that right leg, bend your left knee foot on the floor, and take your right ankle to that left thigh. And take a moment just to settle into that. Shoulders and head down, and then begin to hover that left foot up off the floor. And right there, just allow your arms to open up and feel the playfulness first. I love to be playful. It's so amazing. I'm starting to realize why this is all coming up for me, these hip issues. It is my daughter's birthday tomorrow at 4:15, so I know that's what this is all coming up. So now from there, you can either use your yoga strap across the front of your shin of the left foot to hold as you thread your arm through, if you need that, or interlace fingers at the shin or at the knee crease. You decide, but both shoulder blades are down, and start to really playfully spread your toes and circumvent around and hug that left quad closer to your chest, like you're literally hugging it in. There we go. Be very aware of your ankles, your feet, because that changes the dynamics, the contractions and eccentrically, concentrically of the hips. Yeah. Whew, very good. Close your eyes, feel what you're feeling. Oh, I think I need my blanket underneath my occipital. I feel like I'm so focused into the future sometimes, and that's that. I'm being honest. I am a yogi. Being present is what we're working towards being in the moment. But oftentimes I slip into the what ifs and I get scared, and that's why I teach yoga so much, because it's like, or guide yogas, because it helps me be present. From here, let's release the hands, extend the right leg, then the left leg. Shake out your quads. Shake them out. I know. I didn't do the whole, if you want to stretch up that left leg and play in that position too, you could do that. But just take a moment to do you. Feel your quads. Oh, I love that. I put on these fancy pants because these are an artist and I want to be creative today. So taking your feet down, and I love looking at them. Take a moment to adjust your sacrum and your feet down on the floor. We're going to do a little sacral chakra vibrational work here. So it's like dribbling a basketball. So palms could be up or down, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna lift your bum up just a tiny bit and drop it down. So if you have kidney issues or you gotta go pee-pee, you might wanna go pee before you do this. So literally you're just gonna bounce your sacrum off the floor like you're dribbling a basketball. And I know it's gonna be, you will start to go, oh my God, T, what are we doing? But it's an actual vibrational awakening of the sacral energy. So you're like literally just bouncing it like a basketball, dribble, dribble, dribble. Close your eyes, palms are up, perhaps are down, and you just keep it going, don't stop, don't stop. Just keep it going. Oh, good. And start to slow it, settle it, and then feel it. Feel that. Feel it. Trust me, your body will thank you. Nice, good. Now from here, I'm going to have you bring your knees towards your chest. You can either cross your ankles and hold the outer edges of your feet and vertically roll yourself up. If you prefer to roll to a side to get yourself up, please do so. If you're vertically rolling, it's a good way to really practice core abdominal work. So tone the belly, forehead towards your knees, and start to inhale and exhale. So I like to inhale shoulder blades, exhale sacrum. Inhale, exhale. See how I'm curled in? And it's not momentum that you want to use, it's more core. And then eventually, everybody arrives up, and voila, we're up. So hopefully you enjoyed that dribble of the sacrum. I highly suggest you do that when you're feeling out of sorts. So come to sit with me and take a moment and notice if you're, place your left shin out in front so that we're all on the same page. Sit up as tall as you can, roll your shoulders, wiggle your jaw. And then let's just take a moment just to feel that cross leg. And then stretching yourself forward or lengthening yourself forward if that's an option for you. And if that's not an option for you because your hip flexors are tight, I understand. Then just stay more upright, but keep your chest leading forward. Or just take your hands isometrically against the floor and just find that placement there. Wiggle your jaw around. Some of you can go all the way down, but make sure you're not tilting your bum up. You want to resist the floor and lift your heart. 2 more breaths. Rock it from side to side if you feel that's something you want to do. And then when you're ready to rise up, we're going to switch out the shins and do the same thing. So settling into your being. Stir it around. As much as I guide you, please do you. Just do you. Everybody else is being them, you be you. Good. Couple more breaths here. Really anchor your bum down. Good. And then when you're ready to arrive up. And then we're going to pick up that left knee and grab a hold of that left ankle and start to circumvent it around. Yeah, there you go. Hold on to your left heel with your left hand and bend the knee way back and then out to the left and then bring that heel back in and sit up as tall as you can. And you could place your right hand wherever you want to and just feeling that left hip. Good. Fantastical. Now draw that left knee further back. Let's take that left elbow. And I know a lot of you are like, oh, that's a tough one. But see if you can get in there. And then from there, we're going to land that left foot down and take your left hand out to the left and hinge in towards that left foot. Yeah, so I know, so some of you have like that elbow doesn't go in there. That's okay. That's okay. It's all about this inner energy, the root chakra system, okay? So from here now, okay, take your right arm up. I sounded very Canadian there, didn't I? Take your right arm up and open up your chest. Open it up. Feel that. Move your jaw around. Everything's connected. Everything. So that's why I'm moving through the peripheral fingers and toes. So really pay attention to your fingers and toes. If you look closely, don't look too closely. I have no nail polish on. But I spread my toes continuously and my fingers. Good. And then from there, release that left arm from underneath that left knee. Bring your left heel in. You've got it. Take your right heel, right knee. Start to circumvent it around. Noticing what you notice. You could hold that heel with the right hand, bending and extending it, playfully sitting up as tall as you can. Noticing all that hip energy. Good. Fantastic. Now hold that left or right foot with your left hand. Tuck your right arm underneath it. See if you can get in there first to your best ability. And then we're going to land the hand and the foot, lean down in towards that right leg and then open up through the left arm. So notice I spread my fingers like I'm always going to catch a softball, wearing a softball glove. Bending the elbow back, opening up through the collarbone, wiggling your jaw around. So your sacral energy is connected all the way up into the palm of your hand, the web, the fascia, and your tongue. So move your jaw around. La, la, la. Don't be afraid to make funny noises. Where's Tyson today? Tyson! I miss him when he's not on the mat with me. He's with the kids. And then very mindfully, slowly unveil, come out of it, cross the legs back in front of you, sit up as tall as you can, reach your arms up towards the sky, but take your thumb in, wrap your fingers around, reach your arms really high up so you're like going, yes! And then on your exhalation, go, ha! Inhale, ha! You could close your eyes. Ha! 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 So it's removing some of that stale energy. You've got it. Keep it going. Ha! 2 more. Ha! Ha! and then just let it settle, just like that dribbling of the sacrum. Release your palms up or down on your thighs and just let that, like water dripping. It's like a feeling, a sensation. Nice. And then slowly start to blink your eyes open. I'm going to turn this way on my mat, taking the left shin out in front, and then lean towards the left knee and take the right leg back. So if I were facing you, it looks like this, just like that. So left leg out in front, right leg to the back, and start to reach that right leg back. And then, oh, I can feel that left hip. So rock and roll on your hips. You may want to, once again, have your props handy. If you take your left shin right across the tip of the mat, the front of the mat, and you want to slide a bolster to support your pigeon prep, but make sure it's on your pubis so that you can fall over it, just like that. I understand some of you have really tight hips, and or you're just extending that right leg straight back behind you. You decide. Waddle in your hips, just like that. Oh, I just cracked my back. And then from there, let's take the right forearm down. Yep, the right one. Take the left hand towards your left knee and lean your hips towards the right. So we're getting into the deeper gluteal stuff. Breathe that breath. Remember, these practices are for recovery. If you want to do some acrobatic stuff, we can stay tuned for those. Just give me an email. You know, it's not about doing handstands and headstands, but if you want to, we could do that. But feel what you're feeling. Close your eyes. Your hips will love you. The more you take care of yourself, the more brighter this world is going to be. Yeah. So from here, now let's play. Start to bend your right knee. Dorsiflex your right foot. See, that's dorsiflexion. That's plantar flexion. So dorsiflex it, spread your toes, lean a little bit more towards the right, and start to move that left arm out and about. Out and about. So Canadian. Yeah. Connection. Noticing what you feel. Some of you may want to grab a hold of that heel or plantar flex and bring it towards your bum bum. Keep that left shoulder externally rotating. You do you for 5 more breaths. Notice what you're feeling. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Start to feel where you want to go. So it's not about what everyone else is doing or even what I'm doing. It's about you feeling those hips. Oh, yeah. Okay, 2 more. Deep breaths. Remember, it's always about the breath. If you're not breathing healthfully, then wow, that's the first thing you want to do is breathe healthfully. Good. When you're ready, let's slowly release the left hand and the right hand. Lean completely onto the left hip and slide your right leg. And if you're sitting on that bolster, you're going to have to be crafty and get over the bolster. And take your right leg out in front of you. And we're going to immediately go into the right hip and take the left leg back. Got it? Take both hands in front of you. Slide that left leg back. Oh, goodness gracious. Be kind to yourself. If you need to prop yourself up, do prop yourself. If that shin could go straight across the front of your mat, parallel, great. If it needs to slide towards your quad, great. Make sure your knee is out wider than your hip, though it's not in front of you. And then waddle in your hips, just like that. Okie dokie. Straighten out through that back left leg as much as you can. Plantar flexing your foot is a great idea. That means it's smooth out through the top of the foot. And then let's lean completely into the left forearm. Oh, I can feel that one. And then make sure that you're able to lean back in towards the left forearm and give yourself some peace here by just breathing that exhalation out more fully. And your right hand can be on your knee, could be on the floor, could be on a block, wherever you need it to be. Find your balance. Only you know how to ground yourself. I can only suggest. Then from there, awaken up through, if that right arm can come up and you can bend that left leg, start to dance your twist. Tone the belly a little bit, rock and roll through the jaw. Oh, I love yoga. Can you tell? So feeling that, thank you for joining me on the mat today, because honestly, this is truly the absolute option for everyone. I wish every person would practice yoga. Open up your heart, be kind to yourself, feel yourself, breathe your breath. Again, if you're plantar flexing that back left foot and drawing it in, make sure your right shoulder's externally rotated so your collarbone is open, nice and bright, that you're able to lift your heart. Remember, yoga is about keeping your heart open. 2 more breaths. wherever you want to be. You can hold this position statically and not move. I like to dance though. Ha, good. When you're ready, release that right hand, left hand, lift up the left elbow, and just gently lift yourself up. So you're not forcing yourself into a back bend. Lean to your right hip, slide that left leg all the way forward. I'm going to face you and cross the left leg in front of the right leg, and voila. Inhale your arms up towards the sky again. Take your thumb in towards the palm of your hands. Wrap your fingers around, lift nice and bright, nice big inhale, and then exhale. Ha! Close your eyes. Ha! 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 Two more. Ha! Ha! And then settle into it. Feel it. Listen to it. Sense it. Good. Blink your eyes open slowly. You guys are probably going, why are we doing that? Because after opening up your hips and you're breathing deeper into your hips, take your left foot back behind you. Just like that. What happens is as it's coming out, all this energy, it needs to be evacuated. So that's a great way to do it too, okay? So with your left foot back behind you, if that doesn't work for you today because of your knee, take your left leg straight out on an angle. And just take a moment just to waddle around in your hips. Thank you, hips, for being here with me today. And then I love thanking myself all the time. Thank you, hip. Left arm out to the left, right arm out to the right. Open up your arms like a big wingspan of the biggest bird you can think of. Not Big Bird. He didn't have wings, did he? Tiny little wings. So open up through your right arm. Move your jaw around. Wiggle your jaw. Woo-wee. Good. And then see if you can hinge a little bit towards the left and reach that right arm. Make sure it's not falling in front of you. So if you're struggling to take the arm up and over, take it out to the side instead of over. Got it? 2 more breaths. You do you. No fighting, no pushing, no shoving. I say that to my kids all the time. And then inhale all the way up towards the sky. And why would you fight yourself anyhow? And then exhale your right hand down on a diagonal. So whether your left leg's out or back, doesn't matter. You can lift your hips still and figure that out. Wave the left arm around. Maybe you keep your bum down. Wave your left arm around. Feel the energy. Bum up or bum down. Leg out, leg bent. It's up to you. Maybe you bend that knee. Maybe you move up and down. 3 more breaths. Where do you feel the most delight? Open up your heart. Sing a song to yourself. Yeah. And then when you're ready to exhale, release your bum to the mat. Draw that left leg out in front of you. Hold your left heel. Hold your left knee. Work it back and forth. Sit up as tall as you can. So it's about that opening of your chest. So every posture, you want to make sure, position you're in, that your chest is open. That it's open. Yeah. Feel that. Okay, good. Now release the left heel in front. Pick up the right. Take the right foot back. Good. Like that. Just noticing. Again, if that leg needs to be out on a diagonal, you do you. Right arm out to the right, left arm out to the left. Open up your chest. Wave that left arm around. Feel your energy. Did you know that 99.99999%, did I say 99.9? We are all in recovery, and there is a very small fraction of people that, and you see it through media, that they're all doing handstands, inversions and stuff. I think they're great. Yes, absolutely. But that's not what yoga is about. It's not what it looks like, acrobatics. It's about you feeling you. Inhale both arms up towards the sky and going, yes, to loving yourself. Left hand down. It's like taking care of your car. You want your car to last forever? Take care of it. If you want to lift those hips up, start to party on and lift those hips up. Wheel that right arm around. Whoa. Let yourself be. Take care of yourself. Yeah, I love it when I clean my car and it looks brand new. So, just think about that. You feel great driving around in a nice clean car, don't you? And everything's working and your maintenance is all up to, date. Beautiful. If your bum is up, take her down and then mindfully take that right leg forward. Hold the heel and the knee. Sit up nice and tall and move it around. Just feeling that energy. Yeah, just like that. Good. That's awesome. And then sitting up nice and tall, take a moment, take your hands back behind you, lift your chest, you roll your shoulders back, and then maybe lifting your hips up towards the sky, or keep them down, keep your shoulders broad. Remember, it's about your heart being open. For 5, you decide if your bum's up or down. It's up to you. For 4, 3, keep that chest nice and bright. 2, and then slowly lower your bum down. Here's the tricky part. We're going to squeeze the knees together, slide them back, come onto your tummy. So if you need a blanket for your hips, your pubis, slide that blanket there. Come all the way onto your belly. Stack your hands just out in front of you, lift your heart, and then slide your left knee out to the left and press the left heel away from your bum so it's more open up. And then reassess your elbows so they're more in a sphinx position. Press through the right arm, take your left hand towards your left hip, quad or on the floor, and lean back towards the right hip. Bend your right knee, draw that right heel towards your bum so we're really tapping into, you know, back bending, hip flexion and extension, and external and internal rotations. So I really believe that, I really feel that when we do tap into the parts of our being, all parts of it, our body does thank us. It says thanks for the time out. I love you too. So from here, if you can open up through that left arm and draw that left heel closer towards you so you can grab a hold of your dorsiflex foot or plantar flex foot and draw it in towards your hip, that's up to you. Or maybe you're using your mind's eye, your imagination to pretend to see, visualize that they're coming together, because this is an opening of the chest as well. So literally, your right side of your body is an extension. It's back bending. Yeah. So it's a back bend, amongst other things. 2 more breaths wherever you are. Ah, there we go. And then slowly release the left forearm, splay your elbows out, keep that left leg out, and let your right cheek land on the mat or on your hands. And just let's take a good 5 breaths here. And if you can stretch out that left leg a little bit more and lift the knee higher, good, go for it. But feeling what you're feeling, close your eyes and feel that left hip. Yeah. Permission to be you. Good. When you're ready to wake up, come back up onto your forms. Actually press into your left finger pads, curl your right toes under so that you can get some traction, and slide that left leg back. Tone the belly in, and then float yourself down, like hover yourself slowly down. Face up off the floor, reach your arms and legs straight back, press into the tops of your feet, lift the front of your shoulders, and really playfully press through the fingers and the toes. Like your fingers are shiny, and pressing through the tops of your feet is what I meant to say. Lift the front of your shoulders and lengthen your tailbone. Oh, here comes Tyson. Reaching for 5, for 4. You're not pushing or shoving. You're just going up as much as you can for 3, 2. Hi, Tyson. And then exhale, release your hands down. Reassess your elbows in. No licking my armpit. And then sliding your right leg out. I got to move my stuff out of the way. And then pressing, and make sure you do move your stuff out of the way. Don't get stuck in your stuff. That's the whole point of the practice. Get out of your stuff. So slide that right heel out as far as it'll go. Reassess that left arm so that you can lift your chest and broaden in the chest. Taking your right arm out to the right for support. Reassess that back left leg. And then there you go. Oh, there it is. Feeling what you're feeling. And then start to invite if that feels good to you. And if it's not feeling, if it's painful to bend your left knee, don't do it then. That's as simple as that. You know, if you're pushing yourself into pain, that's not this practice. It's called recovery. So as you lift your heart and open up, oh yeah, this is all your really deeper stuff, your root chakras, about how you live and move in life. Hi, Starla. So opening up your chest. Feeling what you're feeling. Some of you might want to open up that right arm, and maybe that's not applicable to you today. That's okay. Oh, that's not applicable for me today. So noticing where you want to be in this whole practice, it's you. Move your jaw, get your shoulders broadening still, make sure your chest is opened up. Whew. 3 more breaths. Resist the floor with your left forearm. So you're literally pushing the left forearm into the floor to push the floor away, and that's the only pushing we do, is pushing the floor away. Okay? And then very mindfully, let's bow the elbows out and let your right cheek land on the mat. I'm going to squish my mic so I won't do that, but let your cheek land. Breathe your breath. And you can move that left leg if you want, or you can just soften and surrender for 5 breaths. For 4. You're counting, right? Mm. Good. And then very mindful. I can probably fall asleep there, so we're not going to do that. Come up onto your Sphinx arms, your Sphinx, and then curl the left toes for some traction and migrate that right leg straight back. And then pressing into the tops of your feet so they're plantar flexed. Start to sweep your arms back, so you're going to kind of like lower yourself down just as much as you can maintain the erection, the spine, the back muscles contracting, and reach, and yeah, as much as you can erect your torso. So roll your shoulders back and extend through the crown of the head. Spread your fingers and contract your quads so they're solid, and reach like a rocket ship for 5. Oh yeah, for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then soften, heels towards your bum, little windshield wipes, and just give yourself that. Move your face around, wiggle your jaw, blah, 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 blah. Nice. And then let's take ourselves up. So come onto your forearms for a moment, curl your toes under, really find your pelvis there, and now take one hand at your lower rib and then the other hand at your lower rib. Lift your shoulders, hug your inner elbows in, root your hands in the downward dog fashion. So think about this, hands to toes, toes towards hands, like isometrically working it. Now lift your pubis so your knees are bent into the floor with your toes. Think toes, knees, and hands. Lift your hips up as you straighten your elbows. Ah, there you go. Plant or flex your feet and sit all the way back into your heels. Splay your knees open and find a child's pose, or sometimes a lot of you prefer to sit in Virasana, and if either one of these bent knees positions is not for you, do what you need to do to sit on your bum then. Give yourself 3 really big belly breaths, like literally getting into the belly. Oh, that one is so good. Yeah, good. And then stir yourself up from your child's pose if you're there. And if you're in Virasana like I was, just slide your hips to one side. If you're already seated, that's good. Just switch out your shins if you're already seated. And let's come to a cross-leg position. Take a moment to circumvent around in circular motion. That's really rooting our root chakra. Yeah, and then go in the opposite direction. Just feeling all that energy there. Good, just like that. And then switch out your shins and do that again. Just as many times as you want to circumvent around. I love that my practice is now here, that I look outside, and if you've been following me, it's like there's leaves on the tree and now it's winter here, almost. It's still fall, but it's like, what? It's so beautiful. Life is really beautiful. Start to settle into your body. And I'd like to continue to just do one more little thing with the hips. So draw your knees together and give yourself a hug. So whether that looks like wide legs, give yourself a hug. And then I'm just going to turn sideways so that you can see what I'm going to do. Teeter onto your sacrum, hover your feet up, and then open up your body and start to playfully move yourself. I already feel all that kinked hip stuff is like feeling so happy that I moved it in all the ranges of motion. This is a little core work. You want to feel like you can lift yourself up. Like that's like, I've got this. And you do, it's your life. And then mindfully cross your legs the non-habitual way and take a moment to settle in your bum. So if you'd like to grab a bolster to sit on, let us end this position or this 45-minute practice with some kindness of appreciation and gratitude once again in mindful meditation. So palms up for daytime, palms down for evening. Just take a moment. And then feel your body from the crown of your head all the way to your toes, from your toes to the crown of your head. Less is more. Slow down. Let yourself recover. Quit competing. Quit pushing and shoving. Instead, invite this pleasure of being. So I invite you to thank yourself. Look in your mind's eye, that place right between your eyebrows, and thank yourself for being present. Less is more. Less is more. Yeah. See that. Thank yourself. See yourself. And say how beautiful and powerful and strong and loving and appreciative. Oh, you are of yourself. Yeah. Let us bring our hands together in Anjali Mudra prayer, which means courage of the heart. And let us end this practice with a beautiful Om Shanti Shanti. Deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. From my light to your light. Namaste. Have a fantastical day. Keep on practicing.